So, for those who joining us tonight, I explain the session normally starting with what we call intake, when we're speaking more about like history of the person. I asking a lot of questions, and then we already did it with Désiré. She doesn't need to speak about her whole life story on the live stream, and because it's usually taking about 45 minutes. Just gonna take time. And in that period of time, we usually narrow it down. What is the really problem? Because when we speak about trauma, and a lot of people actually not coming with speaking about trauma. They speaking when they have the problems, like they are self-conscious, so they cannot make the videos because they cannot look at themselves when they see themselves on camera, or they are afraid of the public speaking. They get totally not, not in the and then, or they getting panic attacks when they start to travel, or there are many different symptoms, and there's a really wide range of symptoms, but all going back to some unprocessed trauma. So we narrow it with the Désiré to the problem of the pacing, that if somebody starts pacing and needs to have, she will practically get a panic attack. It's always agitated, nervous, anxiety growing, most to the level, or sometimes to the level of panic attack. So there is something behind that, something which pacing mean for her, and we will look on that to find it and clear it out. So if I will sometimes ask her on something which we didn't discuss here, that's fine, because that's coming from that day when we already shared what are some key moments in her life from which I will take some info when needed. Other thing is that also people are acting different. We are all different, and we learning different, and we processing things different. So some people are more visual, some people are more voice, some related, some people are more feeling related. If you will see something and you say, "Oh, I couldn't do that," it's not my like. Don't be worried, because we have in hypnotherapy a wide range of work. So Désiré said that she believes that she cannot visualize. So we will see. Maybe she will be surprised, because
no, I just don't have that mental like projector in my head. Like when you ask me to think of an apple, I can taste it, I can smell it, I can almost feel it, but I can't really see it in my head. I know what it looks like. I can tell you what it looks like. I can describe it in detail, but I just can't see it in my head. So maybe it's a block, or maybe it's part of my synesthesia, which is what a psychiatrist has said. But maybe it's a block. We never know.
We never know. So we will see. Speaking about it, because quite often in hypnotherapy we using visualization, or we using the images, but it's not only one. Yeah? So it doesn't ever be example that first of all it can function if it's we go into the deepest level, or if it's not, then we can work with all this. We can work with taste, with sound, with the feeling, with the colors, and stuff like that. So, it's all that, because actually it doesn't matter, to be told, how we processing. The important is that we do process them, yeah. And so, for example, with children, we would speak more maybe using something as spiritual animals, or like describing the animal as the characteristic, because they don't yet understand all behaviors. So we will not using description of the behaviors, but they can imagine it on animals. And with adults on different ages, using the different imaginary, also linked to what people like or what they're afraid. Like if you see, I will tell you example from my own personal thing, that quite often you will see a calming wall on the beach. Yeah, like a lot of people have that vision, and using that vision, that you have calming wall on the beach. I grew up in country which doesn't have beaches, so that's not really a vision for me. I grew up in country which is like landlocked, so vision of walking in the summer on the beach, that's not really what I can relate to, because it's not experience which I have probably once on holiday somewhere. It was actually very stressful at that time. So it's not something which for me feeling as calming experience. But For people who love water, it's calming experience go to swim, and for people who like to walk in the forest, it's calming experience to go to walk the forest. So always asking people, what is that what they actually like?
Definitely forest for me.
Super. So so you see that hypnotherapy is very, on one side structured, on the other side intuitive. So it's also why you see me in comfy clothes and nothing very fancy, because it's actually requiring energy to tune to the person and like be in tune with them. And so I need to feel comfortable, warm enough, and everything to be able to do that. So again, just a little explanation for people who would say like, "Oh, she came out the life just like that."
I'm in a jump, so like I couldn't get more comfortable today. Shane is a very comfortable, apparently.
Okay, so one more thing to explain is that state of hypnosis is a natural state of mind. It's nothing strange, nothing unusual. We all have it, and all of you who are watching or live on a replay, you already been in hypnosis today, and it was the time when you were waking up, and that time between you was fully asleep and you wake up, you were in that state which we call hypnosis state. That's the time when we slightly remember our dreams, or we still kind of creating them by ourselves, continue them. Let us say it's stage when we're deciding if we are happy or unhappy about getting out of the bed, if we are excited or if we are dreading it. And it's why it's so important. That first thoughts, that first feelings, how it's influencing our whole life all day, because that's the time when we are still on that subconscious level. We just inducing that state. We can use many different things. You can do it slowly, you can do it quickly. Actually, get to the hypnosis, most of people take about 30 seconds. So we will do kind of slower induction, but for sake of working in subconscious mind. But if you ever saw somebody, just get to the deep trance, that's also possible too. Désiré, are you ready?
You said that, and my heart rate just went up. It was like, am I?
Oh,
I don't know. I've never been hypnotized before. So the other thing is, and I've spoken to my house sister about it, because she's went to an NLP course, and at the end of it, they did this hypnosis thing, and it was just her and another person that did not get hypnotized. They weren't in this trance-like state. And I mentioned to her, and she's like, "Oh, maybe you're going to be one of those that doesn't get hypnotized." And I was like, "Well, I don't know. I won't know until I find out." But if it is that state that I kind of call parasomnia, which is you're kind of half awake and half asleep, and I'm one of those weird people that I can actually wake up, go to the toilet, come back, and continue my dream because I'm still half asleep when I've done that. So I've not actually woken up yet. So maybe I can be, because I'm kind of like that for the first hour of my day anyway.
Yeah. I kind of find that people who are creative in any, like expressively creative in art, music, dance and stuff like that, they are usually very easily to hypnotize, because that's also that stage when we're creating, that when we are kind of deep into it and we just kind of flowing it out, that creation, which is also state of hypnosis, just with the open eyes. And so most of people who are creative, it's like actually easy to hypnotize them. And very important is to understand that I'm not hypnotizing you. You're actually hypnotizing yourself. You're just doing what I'm telling you
That's
to
interesting.
do, but it's actually yours. So also the people who are saying that they cannot be hypnotized, it's usually their own resistance to it, and they don't want to. They feel that they will be under control of somebody else. Quite often it's possible to resolve that block. Okay, so let's go. I'm journeying through your mind. Yeah. Okay. So it's very easy to get hypnotized. You just start looking up.
Let's go.
One of this easiest way is that you will just start looking up. Don't close your eyes. Just start looking up as if you look at your own eyebrows, like this exactly, and keep your eyes up and breathe in and breathe out, and keep your eyes up. Take another deep breath in and exhale. And one more time, take the deep breath in And as you exhale, just close your eyelids down, all the way down. And as your eyelids close down, the muscles and nerves in around your eyes becoming heavy, drooping, drowsy. And you start to feel like if they've been glued shut, sealed shut, locked tight. And as you're paying attention to your eyes, all muscles and nerves in and around your eyes, they're becoming relaxed, loose, heavy, and more relaxed to the level that they don't even bother to open. So deeply relaxed, they just want to stay closed. And you can even try by yourself. If you will try to open your eyes, they will just stay closed because it's a comfortable, relaxed state. And now this feeling of absolute relaxation will start spreading through your whole body, from the top of your head to the toes on your feet, as the wave of relaxation going through your whole body, your forehead, cheeks, and jaw relax, getting loose all muscles and nerves, relaxing, losing up. You start feeling as you sink into the chair, as your body relaxing, your arms becoming heavy and relaxed, loose, all tension going away. If it's anywhere, any tension, just pay to it attention and it will disappear. You start feeling as you're sinking, floating deeper and deeper to relaxation. As you're going deeper and deeper to your internal world, as you're relaxing deeper and deeper. And as you're going deeper to your internal world, you will start seeing or feeling the doors opening, the space opening in your mind. And the first space for opening, as the doors or other feelings you will have about that, have the orange color. It's the orange doors. And you're walking through that orange color, and that orange color representing all memories and feelings of anger, frustration, and disgust. And you know that it's safe and comfortable to look back on all memories and emotions of anger, frustration, and disgust. And you go deeper and deeper. And then you will see or feel another doors, another space is opening. And then the red color. You're walking, feeling that red color. And the red color representing memories and feelings of fear, being terrified, petrified. And you're going deeper and deeper, knowing that it's a safe to look on all these memories and feelings of being terrified, petrified, afraid. And you go even deeper and deeper. And then you will see dark green doors or dark green space color surrounding you. You feel it, you're walking through it, the dark green color representing feelings of sadness and loss. And it's not painful anymore to look on all these memories and emotions of sadness, loss, and melancholy. And you're going deeper, knowing that you can resolve all your issues and release all emotions which are not useful and helpful anymore. And you're going even deeper, deeper and deeper through your mind. And you will see the dark blue doors, color surrounding you, you feel it, go through it, dark blue, a dark blue color representing emotions of disconnect, feeling lonely, alone, different. And you know that you can look on all these feelings of memories of being different, being disconnected, feeling lonely, abandoned, left behind. And you can go deeper and deeper. And then you will see pink doors, pink color surrounding you and bringing you feeling of calm, a feeling of happiness, and knowing that you have the happy, exciting, amazing memories. Let's make you feel calm on this journey through your mind. That you have also these happy, joyful, exciting memories and emotions. And you're going deeper and deeper. And then you will see yellow doors, like yellow color around you, and you're going deeper and deeper, and the yellow color representing the purpose of your life, bringing you more clarity on what it is, what is the purpose of your life. And as you're walking through that yellow color, you're feeling that everything will work out, because everything you're doing, which is aligned with your purpose, the universe supporting, and you're doing your best to be the best version of yourself. So you know that you are supported on this journey, and your purpose of your life getting clearer, and you are aligned with that in this exact moment because you're doing your best. And then you go even deeper to the level when you will connect with your body and you feel surrounded with the light blue color and connecting with the level of your body, your DNA, your muscles, your mitochondria, every level of your body. And you know that you can command and direct and instruct your body, but you can also listen to your body and help your body, which carry you through this life, helping you to fulfill your purpose. So you know that you can heal your body, you can get to state when you working in the balance between mind and body. And you're going even deeper, deeper and deeper. And you will be surrounded walking through the doors of purple color. And the purple color surrounding you, going through you, lifting you up, realization that you are not alone, that you are always connected to the higher power, divinity, universe, whatever it is for you. Let's make you safe and calm and comfortable on this journey through your mind, because you know that you are never alone. You are always supported and protected with higher power, divinity, universe, whatever it is for you. So you can feel safe and look on everything you need to look to resolve your issues. And you go even deeper, deeper and deeper to the place which surrounded with the white color. You're walking through white doors, or you're going to the white space. And it's your safe place of ultimate safety in your mind. If you see it as the place you visited before, or it's your inner space, it's up to you, but it's a place where you are absolutely safe. You can always come back to this place. Wherever you feel that it's too much, you can come back to this place where you feel safe, and you can always come here to your place of safe. And then you go even deeper, deeper and deeper, and you are in the center of your mind, in the wide, bright space, from where you can go anywhere in your mind. You can open any doors, any windows, reach to any time in your life, in any space. So to get some small resolve issue, I left issue with the pacing. You will go to the scene, place, even in time, memory or feeling, just all about that, why you struggle with the pacing. On the count of 5, you're going back to the vivid, crucial, significant scene, which is all about that, why you struggle with the pacing of somebody. On the count of 4, you're becoming smaller, lighter, shorter. On the count of 3 and 2, you're becoming younger, shorter, lighter. You're going back to the vivid, crucial, significant scene, place, even time, feeling, memory. Just all about it. Why you struggle with the pacing. On the count of 1, years, months, weeks, and days are peeling away as if you were rewinding movie back. Your years, months, weeks, and days are peeling away, and you're going back right to the source of your issue. So tell me, Désiré, what came to your mind, where your mind took you? If it's just feeling or some memory, first thing which came to your mind.
It was my dad and my brother, half brother. It's like an argument, a fight, money, something. They were arguing over something because it's not a memory that I remember.
How old are you?
I was upstairs looking through the glasses, and they're like, my dad's pacing.
Uh-huh.
My brother's arguing. I don't know over what, but I'm assuming it's money. And it's just fair. Well, I feel is fair.
So where do you feel that fear now? If you will scan your body, do you have anywhere any uncomfortable feeling, tingling, tension?
No, I'm just wondering where my mom is
Uh-huh.
in that memory. Like I can hear my heart beating, but that's about it. And then no other physical sensation.
Uh-huh. Okay. So you feel that little Désiré, 3 or 4 years old, feeling afraid and watching the father pacing. Why she's afraid?
So he's angry. He's angry. They both go.
He's angry. And when he is angry, what will happen?
He gets violent. So does my brother.
When he gets violent, what you feel that will happen to you?
Just so confused. Like in that moment. Because all I can think of is with my mom in all of it.
Is a mom the person who would protect you? Or why are you looking for mom?
I don't know.
That's fine. When he's violent, when he's angry, when he's violent, you are afraid. You're looking for mom. How do you feel in the body? How you feel? Do you want to run away or you freeze in a place? What do you want to happen?
I want them to stop.
Can you tell them to stop?
Yeah. Because there's part of it where I'm crying. I can feel myself crying
Uh-huh.
and shouting to tell them to stop. I was crying.
Can you let the emotions which get stuck in that time, all that fear and all that anger which was there, come out now and breathe it out? Like if you will try to flood the balloon or have a fire as a dragon going from your mouth and just like exhale it and really let that emotions, all that fear, all that anger, let go out. It's understandable that 3 or 4 years ago would be terrified, petrified, frozen in the place, because know that if adult men will start being violent, it actually can mean that can accidentally kill her. So she's afraid of that. But you are adult now. You don't need to hold these emotions anymore. You can let go and take your time. Just let me know if it's left or if you feel that it's holding on something.
No, I can't feel anything. Can't feel any fear anymore.
Uh-huh. Okay. So will that little Désiré start to believe about herself in this situation? Or did you start to believe about yourself?
I'll be okay.
You will be okay if you will do what?
But if you leave them alone, I'll be.
So you will be okay if you will pretend to be happy girl?
Probably not go in my room. I'll be okay.
Or if you will go to your room, you will distance yourself, you will hide yourself, you will be okay. And what did you believe about yourself? Is that they not reacting when you shouting and crying? They keep doing it. They're not taking care of you instead of it. What did you start believing about yourself?
They don't hear you.
They don't hear you? And what does that mean that you
got to take care of yourself?
Okay, so I would like you to imagine or some way process that you as adult will come to this little version of yourself, to the 3, 4 years old that's young. And I want you to tell her that it's all okay, that she doesn't have to be afraid anymore, that to survive it all that. And now you are strong, beautiful woman. And make her feel safe. And when she will feel safe, she will merge to you, hug her, hold her, and she will just merge into you. And she will start growing until she will be same age as you are. And you two will become one. Okay, just take your time. Just let me know when you will feel that you are not split in that way anymore. Or if it's something holding you back.
No, I just want to tell each other I'm very ridiculous and work out the house.
So how she feel now?
In control.
So can she grow?
She's not afraid.
That's good. So let her grow up and match to one. You'll go and look for others. Come on. And what is it how it is now? Does she grow up?
I just feel white. It's really weird. White. Like There's no fear. There's nothing. It's just white.
White, no? Super. That's good. Okay. So we will go to another scene, place, even in time, which is all about that. Why you have ever getting anxious in my life, or why you cannot sleep, what is running on your mind, why not getting good sleep, why you are sometimes anxious. On the count of 5, we will go the scene, place, even in time, which is all about that. Why your mind is not calming down and keeping you awake or anxious. On the count of 4, you go becoming smaller, lighter. 1 to 3 and 2, going back to the vivid, crucial, significant scene, place, even in time or feeling. Why you're getting anxious or you cannot sleep. Count of 1, years, months, weeks, and days are peeling away as if you were watching the movie. Just be there. Your mind will come with the best place where you can resolve it. So what come to your mind is
Maybe crying in a crib.
why are you crying in the crib? I don't know. What do you feel?
Scared.
Why you are scared? And if you feel like tears will roll down, let them. Don't hold the emotions. We want them open. It's on your face that emotions coming up. Let them.
I'm just angry.
Why you are angry?
Why would you leave a child to cry in a crib?
They left you alone. In crib. Do you feel it anywhere in your body? On the chest, or belly, or arms, like head, neck, anywhere, any feeling?
And neck and back in pain.
Pain in your back? How that pain feels? Is it like somebody holding you there, or stabbing, or like limited as hardness, or how it's that pain feels like?
It's sharp.
Sharp?
Yeah.
Can you give it some image, like what it's causing that sharp pain? Is it inside or outside?
It's inside. It's similar to the pain that I have now as an adult.
Okay. So I want you to try something, yeah? The pain would mean that there is like a huge stuck emotions in that pain. That feel anger when you were little, just in the crib, and you were already scared because they left you there alone. And you were angry because the anger coming every time when we are scared to protect us. So imagine or create a space, like if you will open doors, little doors, fairy doors or hobbit doors, just space open and let that fear and that anger flow out. And it will start flowing out as feeling, as tingling, or as the colors, or as the mud, water, lava, steam, whatever will work. You can find your way how to let go of the emotions. We are stuck in your bed and pushing out as the pain. So just let me know if it's flowing out.
No, it just feels like it's lighter. And with that, the room just disappears. And just gets replaced with this. It feels like white.
And is it that pain still there, or this pain also disappeared?
No, it's gone.
Super. So before we go on another moment in your life, I want you to do first one thing. I want you to reach inside of you and pull out in front of you your inner strength. And it will have some image or shape or feeling. Just describe it for me. If you will put your inner strength in front of you, what it would be, how you would describe it.
It's hard to describe. It kind of feels like something you'd see on a CT, moving CT scan. It's not solid, it's fluid. It's not static, it's flowing, moving, changing shape. It tastes metallic. It tastes, it's metallic almost. Gunmetal gray, metallic, flowing.
And how big it is?
It's larger than me. Feels like it shouldn't fit. Weird.
Okay. So now we will ask your mind to take all limitation from your inner strengths everything which you put since you were little in the correct limit your inner strength to expressing who you really are and your strength and power. And you're taking it off now. All harnesses are off. All limitations are gone. Your inner strength will show you how real it look like and how big it really is, or how it feel for you. So the look change.
The way the movement's changing.
In which way it's the movement changing?
Focus.
Is it bigger than you?
Yeah.
How big it is, if you try to describe it.
5 times the size of me. It looks like something that should be in a horror movie, actually. It's just this moving fluid, weird metallic thing.
Oh, that's super. That's a great description. So allow it to be bigger than you in the way that it will be kind of like a bubble to which you will fit even when you will expand your arms.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now step into that bubble. Because we call it inner strength, but inner strength is actually outside of us. It's the protective layer. And metallic, it's great. It's mean that your strength protection around you. And everything negative will just bounce off that and cannot get to you, so you are safe. It's your what we call boundaries. They actually need to be outside of us, not inside. That's your space. And it will start connect inside to you also. And you can start feeling like your body is shifting, how your muscles are reconnecting your inner strength in different level. As your every cell will start charging up and take off all limitation. Your nerves will fire up in transmission. Your mind will become focused because can work with all levels of information. Your intuition will get into action to always detect on that boundaries what's coming to you, so you can always feel safe and react properly on what's coming. So tell me how it feels now.
It just feels safe in here. It feels like this weird aura thing around me, but you can't really feel it, but you can. Like, you know, it's there. It's always moving. It's not static. It's not solid.
That's good. So now we will ask your mind to take you to things which needs to be resolved. One or more moments in your life when you feel so afraid and you still holding that fear from that time, and it's now can all go out. All fears and all anger stored with that together can now be released. So we will ask your mind to take you to the scene, place, event, and time, which is the best for releasing all things which try to get out with all anxiety, not sleeping, panics, anything. So your mind can be fully calm and in the present moment. On the count of 5, we're going to the vivid, crucial, significant scene, which is the best for releasing all past emotions, all the fear and anger. On the count of 4, you're becoming smaller and lighter. On the count of 3 and 2, going to the vivid, crucial, significant scene, place, even in time, which is all about that, how to release all past fear and anger. On the count of 1, going back, years, months, weeks, and days are peeling away as if you were reviving the moment. And scene coming up easily, effortlessly, as if you will see it on the cinema screen. And you can just observe it, or you can step in. So tell me, Désiré, where your mind took you.
Now I took me back to my sexual abuse trauma. It was like for a split second I was there and now I'm not there. Like I don't even exist in that moment anymore.
Yeah, you can just look at from outside now, darling, and you can just let go of all that things which was stuck there still. So it will never come back again.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel it somewhere in the body and you can let go. Or you can just see it in front of you as if you were on a movie and just mute it out or switch it off. Or just let go of all that fear and anger which was stuck there. It's now going. So how it feels now?
It feels like light again. It's weird because I can just, it's like everything for me It's just a moving fluid of color, but it's just after a while it just goes all white. Just feels all white.
All the drama is gone. It's just pure white. That's good. So tie that white feeling also inside of you, in your body, and that starts spreading from your heart area as the light spreading through your body, and it will push out from your body anything which is stored in, all darkness or everything which is not belong, everything which is not helpful and useful anymore. All beliefs and everything you accepted from others or what you start believe about yourself, everything which is not helpful and useful and was based on this emotion store, it's now going, leaving your body.
Feels like it's being washed down and drained. Does that make sense?
Wash, one more time, wash out.
It feels like it's being washed down to a drain.
Yeah. For some people, it's going to wash out. Yeah, that's fine. Sometimes we even using imagination of the colorful shower. Just wash it out, let it go.
And back to white.
Then if you feel that any color will be useful for you for any reason, because every color has some vibration, every color has some function. If you will feel that any color in this moment will be helpful and useful for you, bring it up.
There's like a lime green color.
Lime green is protection, feeling safe. It's the same energy as the pink. That's why the girls like to surround themselves with pink. It's not because they are girly, but because it's feeling safe. Lime green, it's the same vibration. So let that feeling safe and calm and free to be yourself just sink in to every corner of your being, to every corner of your body. And we will let your mind to bring the answers on a few questions. We will ask your mind, what is behind your digestive issue?
It's weird. It's like a deep blue, but feels like fire. Not sure what that means.
Deep blue?
Yeah, deep blue, but feels like fire.
Deep blue, what for? Okay. Fire is usually about anger. So what you are angry about, frustrated,
This kind of situation. Yeah, frustration. I'm frustrated that, it takes a long time to build something and it just doesn't, it's not as quick to work as you'd like it to be. Life is hard. That's why I'm angry.
Life is hard. Is it what you believe that life has to be hard?
No, I want life to be calm.
Calm and easy are not the same thing, is it? Something can be. So is it hard or is it, if your opposite is calm, what it is really, what do you feel that it is?
No, it's chaos right now and I just want calm. So I want it to be simple, not complicated.
And what making it chaotic and complicated?
It's stuff I can't control that makes it more complicated.
If you cannot control. So when I'm saying that you cannot control how it's making you feel.
Not in control.
And if you say in sentence, I feel powerless and hopeless because
I can't control things that are currently impacting my life.
Or what you can control.
Me and what I do and how I react.
So do you control how you react or you just keep pushing through?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I just pushing through.
And your digestive system doesn't like that pushing through.
No.
So what your mind wants you to do? What's it trying to remind you? What is the purpose of the digestive issue?
Stop. Right. Maybe that's what the blue is for.
And when you have the headaches, is it the same reason or different reason? Just more loud.
Same reason.
Just more loud. Screaming inside to stop because the headache will make you really stop, is it? So let's try one more thing. I want you to meet your future you. 1 year or 2 years older than you are. Will step out, tell me how she look like or how she's.
Things have worked out somehow.
What she's doing.
Doing all right.
So ask her what it is what you need to do now to get to this calm, happy, everything work out, living your life.
Trust in the process.
So trusting the process. Anything else she wants to tell you?
Yourself.
How you're not supposed to overwhelm yourself. What is the key to it.
Do things that trusting the process just keeps, it's like a broken record on that one.
Great. So is there anything else about your future you want to tell me?
I don't think so. It's just trusting the process, trusting the process.
So she's calm, happy, things work out. So now step into her and become her. How do you feel now?
Happy, white. It's this weird color that just keeps coming up.
Uh-huh.
It's white color.
Yeah. White could be all in or all out, is it? But in both cases, it means that nothing happening, that it's all in balance. So all colors are in balance and creating white, or there is lacking of all drama of colors and it is just white. So that's good. So now we will ask your mind one more question, and that is there any beliefs which you have about yourself, which you need to let go? Are you believe that you are good enough and worthy and lovable and amazing and creative and successful and abundant?
I don't have anything stopping me anymore.
That's good. And yeah, you did a lot of work on yourself already. So yeah, that's the reason. So let's go on the walk through the forest. As you're walking through that forest, you're going higher, slowly walking through the forest, through the path, going up the hill, and you see that greenery of forest are be more scattered. Maybe there were more shrubs, and then you will get on the top. And when you get on the top, you feel the sun on your skin. You feel the warm breeze around you, and you can look around, and you can see maybe tops of the other hills, mountains. And you lift your arms up and smile and just connect to all that vastness of universe. Really realize and embody that you are unlimited, that you are free to be yourself, that you are free to express all your emotions in the moment when they come in. And when you release all the past, your body will heal. Every organ will start rebuilding, renovating, reconstructing. Your stem cell will start producing in the high speed and level and going on the places through the bloodstream where need to be and changing to the right types of cells. And your body is healing. All your inner organs working in perfect balance. Your digestive system is calm and working perfectly. I am only she's like, no, she's here. You're all right. It's okay. She's just becoming bigger. I know. It's okay. So you are unlimited. You can just be, express yourself, expand yourself, connected to the knowledge of the universe, connected with other people, freely, openly, like lighthouse in the darkness, attracting the people to come to you. You are surrounded with people who support you, with people to whom you helping, living your purpose in fully, and you feel as you're expanding your consciousness, you know that you can always stick to this vast source of energy, this vast source of knowledge and inspiration, and be the best version of yourself. And you go in higher, and you just can be feeling safe, feeling calm, happy, content, unlimitless. Your body is following and everything is healing, growing, rebuilding, reconstructing. Every cell in the body is changing every 7 years. So now, from now on, you're growing healthier, balanced, harmonized body, stomach, bowels, liver, kidneys, skin, lungs, heart, brain, muscles, tendons, joints, cartilages, all rebuilding, renovating, reconstructing, regrowing to the perfect shape, perfect function. So you feel strong and your body supporting you in fulfilling your purpose. You have clarity of what your purpose is, where you're going, why and how. And everything just flowing. You are flowing, energy flowing, you're moving forward. You're trusting the process and you're moving forward, taking step by step. you're resting and you're letting go, and you go become the best version of yourself, feeling confident, feeling calm, feeling happy, knowing that everything will work out as you're taking step forward, and you're just living your life as you want, shining, glowing, healthy, happy, safe, and calm. And if you will be in any moment, in any doubt, you will hear my voice in my head to tell you, Désiré, just take the deep breath and remember who you really are. This amazing, creative, loving, caring, compassionate, energetic, dynamic, and achieved woman. You have that. You can manage. Just take it step by step and trust the process. And this feeling of calm, this feeling of being centered, being with yourself will stay with you even when you'll come back to the full awareness. It will never leave you. And from now on, you're staying in the center of yourself, feeling calm, feeling happy, feeling strong, knowing that you can achieve anything you want. So on the count of 1, you become aware of your body. On the count of 2, you become aware of your surroundings. On the count of 3, that feeling of calm, safe, and happy will stay with you. On the count of 4, take a deep breath. On the count of 5, come to the full awareness right now.
That was weird. That was really weird because there were moments where like I could feel myself wanting to move or wanting to but I couldn't. That was really weird. That was really
Yeah. So yeah, you were hypnotized in about 20 seconds. Very
wow. Yeah, I was out. Yeah, I realized that literally I lifted my eyes and I was gone. And I was like, oh, damn, that was quick. And I was fighting it as well because I wanted to see like at the beginning, and I could feel this really interesting kind of this tug. And then eventually I just kind of gave up. It was like, it's almost like if you're pulling, but you're not getting any traction. She was well behaved. I'm impressed.
Oh yeah, she just accepted and went very well. And when you went to the walk to the forest, she went to the walk also.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Okay. She was like, right, time for a walk then. All right. It's really interesting because I can't see things, but colors just kind of kept coming through in the beginning when you were saying about the doors. It didn't feel like going through doors. It felt like falling through something. And it was weird because it was soft. I was falling through, but I was falling through color and it just kept color changing. But I noticed that I was already because you were talking about pink, but I had already gone through that. I had already kind of gone through that by the time you spoke about it. So I was almost like one step, like it's almost as I naturally knew. But I've got this really weird tingle on top of my head. It's the crown chakra opening because it's for the first time in a really, really long time I've actually done something like this.
Yeah, and you did great. We managed it's visible that you already worked a lot on yourself, on, things. So can I just like needed that deep thing that you probably consciously remember. But it's why we managed quite quickly because, we didn't need to go to more things. So yeah, but you did great.
No, I think that memory, I don't speak to my half brother anymore, but I really want to know, like, what was that argument over? Because that made me really scared. And I was shouting and crying and screaming on top of the stairs and they were just carrying on. And all I wanted to do was pick that child up and take her to her room. And eventually that's what I wanted to do. And then you said to do that. And that's exactly what I had kind of already done. And it was really interesting because even the baby crying in the crib, like I have 0 childhood memories. I have no memories. So I remember little tiny, tiny flashes of things. And it comes in really strange timings as well. So, I'll smell like cigarette smoke and then remember something. Or, like my dad used to smoke menthols and I used to really enjoy like just smelling his cigarettes because I like the smell of a menthol cigarette, but not burning one, but a normal rolled one. It's got a really sweet, minty smell to it. And like I'll smell that and I'll remember him, and I have this fondness, but I also have this really deep set fear of him. And now I know why, because, you know, daddy is scary when daddy gets angry. Men are, and it's almost like as an adult now, I can kind of look and go, men are scary when they're both angry because they can cause a lot of damage. And a small child getting in the middle of that, I can understand why that was such a really deep fear of mine without even realizing it was a fear of mine, because I don't even remember it.
Yeah.
As I told you, the pacing thing was really weird for me because I had everything else under control, but I couldn't figure out why pacing in particular was that one thing that kind of I couldn't figure it out. But I wouldn't have unless we did the session, because I have zero memory. But I remember the house. So I could walk you through the house that I grew up in, but I can't. That I know where things are, like a second nature, but I can't describe everything. Like if there were picture frames on a mantle somewhere, I couldn't tell you because I don't have those vivid memories. But I do know that, we lived in a terraced house. We had a small patio. We had a flight of stairs that I have tumbled down many a time. At the top of the stairs, there was a toilet. It's like these random things. There was my bedroom on the end of the hallway there, and then that way was my parents' room. Beyond that,
but it's quite common when we have childhood trauma not to consciously remember things. It's a protective. There are two reasons. The one is a possible protection, that the mind protecting us from remember the painful things, reliving them. Second is that when we're living in survival mode, which you probably live since you were born, because you already have terrified in the crib, then our mind is very occupied with that survival mode, monitoring that, tiger coming all the time. So actually have very high input, and also you are neurodiverse, so you actually already have the heightened the input of information. So then the processing from the short-term memory to the long-term memory, or respectively creating that conscious memory of something, it's challenging. And through we call it, actually, a lot of us don't remember things because we remember things which have emotional load. And if we living in survival mode, we numbing, we suppressing the emotions.
Yeah.
So they are there, but we just well, no, I don't want to live with it. And because they keep coming, it keeps pushing it down. So then we're not creating even these kind of day-to-day memories. But also, it's a different way how the neurodiverse creating the memories. Most of or everybody is working different way. And a lot of people would remember that person I met have the yellow, green eyes and purple shawl and was this high. Asked what they told you. No, I don't remember. So or remember I heard exactly this. Where did you hear it? I don't know, but I remember the exact words. So it's depending, sometimes very big fragmentation of, because the sensor input is so hard.
Yeah, it's just really interesting. I mean, I know I always remember things in a very different way. And I think also as a child, I've always known that memory can be almost rewritten. So when you remember something, it's the last time that you remember it. So memory isn't reliable. So I've always kind of, I guess, questioned my own memories. So there's a memory I have of myself, pulling the tablecloth. I must have been about 2, but I was holding this tablecloth and my mum had set the table and I just pulled everything off the table, and she's confirmed that memory. So it is something that I've done, but it's just one of those things where, I've spent my life in that one in particular thinking, how can a 2 or 3-year-old pull a tablecloth off of a 6-piece dining room table with stuff on it. I must have been really angry. I was a very angry child. And now I kind of understand why, because I was always so scared and I was always bored, which doesn't help. But yeah, I think like now kind of going through that, and I'm looking back on my on certain triggers, certain behaviors, and I completely understand why I was described as an angry child, because I was bored, I was restless, I wouldn't settle. But you took me back to why do I have anxiety, and then there was just a baby crying in a crib. And I can't remember if that was something that you and I had spoken about, it starts from as early as that, where it's just child cry. You leave a child to cry in a crib.
Yeah, it's
and then messes them up the rest of their life.
Yeah, no, we didn't spoke about that, but it's starting very early. Sometimes actually even starting even before you are born, because we do remember since some, few weeks after that, when you start developing the nervous system, we do remember even what's happened to us in the womb. And it's also about that emotions are energy. As everything in the universe, the emotions are energy. The baby, it's in the mom, in the womb, and it's connected to her blood, but it's absolutely immersed in her aura, in her energy. What people are not speaking about, and a lot of people actually unfortunately suffer with that, is that if the mom is scared during the pregnancy, then actually the child is born with accumulated fear, which is not even theirs. And that can lead to anxiety. It can lead, of course, to anger. It can lead also quite often to some physical manifestations like eczema or bronchitis, issue with the breathing and stuff like that. So it's why being happy mom and having children in a good relationship, it's so important, because it's, but it starts, Einstein is always saying it starts with the dummy. When we try to suppress the children, even with the dummy, that they would not cry because they're hungry, because they're scared. The child not crying for no reason. Yeah, child always have a reason why crying, just trying to tell something. And crying more when more they are ignored, because of course the protective anger coming out, and using the dummy, which in America it's correctly called pacifier. It's just mean that we just saying shut up, don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear what you're saying. I'm not care that you are hungry. I don't care that you are tired. I don't care that you are scared. Yeah. So then when we start not to be, if the children are angry or fighting, it's because they suppress their fear. But it's working the way that we are afraid of anger. Quite often we are afraid of aggressivity. But anger is useful. Anger is righteous. Yeah. I always describe the anger as the knight on the white horse, and it's running around us with that sword and protecting us, and taking this rounds. And he will come every time when we are afraid, and he will come because he is non-stoppable. And when we suppressing it, when we're not putting it out in that moment when we are afraid, we holding it in, and imagine. Why describe it as the horse with the knife? It's a big amount of energy, and we're trying to shovel it into us, and it's trying to get out. It will be kicking, it will be screaming, it will be wildly unstoppable horse. It'll try to get out, and the sword, it's keep fighting. So then it's why it's actually hurting us then, because we hurting ourselves by that unprocessed anger. So it's great actually that you were letting it out in some form of anger. It's probably keep your sanity much more than if you would not, to be told. And yeah, and I hope that now you will feel light and happy and not need to or any of these.
It was really weird, because I kept saying I just feel light. That's the only thing it just feels like everything is right now. It's almost as okay, we've got a blank screen now. So it's all white, it's all fine. And it feels like there's a form of resolution. It felt like it was resolution when that kind of phase kind of came in, because I couldn't see anything, but I can feel things. And if I did see anything, it really physically, almost, it was just bands of color. It was just color, and it's just how I felt. And it's so weird because when you asked me about my inner strength, I felt like I pulled this thing out and it looked like this thing that just come out of an alien. It really felt alien because it's this mass of moving liquid. It's almost like if you can think of like nanites, it's constantly moving. It's solid, but it's a liquid at the same time because it's constantly moving and it's never static. So that's why I described it like that, because it felt like that. And like bone, it just grows and it expands as it needs to. So it was really, really, it was a weird kind of experience. I've never really felt that. But I think one of the reasons why, because something that that inner strength kind of feels a lot like what I called Pandora's box. So Pandora's box for me is all of the pain, all of the hurts, because I compartmentalize. I learned to compartmentalize when I was very young. So all of the hurt, all of the pain, all of that stuff went into Pandora's box. And I'd take it out in small amounts so I can kind of deal with it. And I'd use it in art. I'd use it in my work. I'd use it, in dealing with other people. I'd find ways in which to use this source of energy because I used it. I wielded whatever was cooking in there, whatever was stewing in that box. I would angry clean if I needed to, channel. I channel it. And I think that inner strength, the reason why it felt strange is because that was actually made from a lot of the stuff that was in Pandora's box for me, because that was where it felt like something that was kind of it was just like in this container of mess. So when you pull it out, it's just like, what the hell is this? Like, that's what I said. It was the weirdest kind of feeling I've ever had. It really was. And I don't think anybody would probably describe the inner strength as something alien.
Yeah, but you will be surprised. And actually, I can say that 80% of people describe it very similarly, which in the way that it's a kind of energy. It's a ball or something. It's moving because it is. Yeah. People have different colors, different, then depending or different feel about that. And and there are some other people who describe it in very concrete ways, which was made meaning for them. I had the guy who described it as the lightning bolt goes huge and the trees or that doesn't matter. Other children or young people usually describe it as some kind of animal, but it's actually energy and it's that also.
I've always said I am fueled by caffeine and an intense sense of fury. That's where that intense sense of fury came from. So what do? Pull it from everywhere else then. Let me borrow some of everybody else's.
Just pull it from the atmosphere because it's everywhere around you. You are in the flow and you can imagine that you flowing in the river and you can choose if it's a quicker one or slower one. It's up to you. That's that important things. Don't steal the energy of others, and and there is enough energy available. And you will actually realize that your thinking, your creativity will expand, not limit, because now you can. I call it like Alexandria Library of Universal Knowledge, like that lost knowledge. We can access everything we want. Yeah, we can just ask and we get it. And it's why are coming the same invention around the world in the same time, even before the world of internet, because we are all connected. I was now connected to you over, how many miles far away. We are all connected and we can just download that information. So there is a big cloud. It's why it's called cloud. There is a big cloud to which we can all just connect it and get from there. And then you can create it in the calm and happy phase, not based on fury. You can just go with the flow. It's much easier.
That was, I'm not going to lie, that was the weirdest, coolest experience I've ever had, I think. I've had some strange encounters before, but that was absolutely the weirdest because, as I said, like, I'm somebody who needs to be in control at all times. And I really did work. I know I've done a lot of work on myself anyway, but I really did work to try to just completely let go and completely trust the process. And I think Molly is not a lap dog. She's not a lap dog, but she stayed on my lap for the entire process. And I think that is something, because I think she knew that I would have had a problem. I would have had trouble kind of completely relaxing. She knew that somehow in some way. And I think it's so, I can't even begin to explain, because it's not something that I have consciously sat and spoken about. I've not actually consciously thought about this, because we have postponed this a couple of times, but for various reasons. But I told you today was going to be the day that we actually did this. And even coming up to it, like today, it was only yesterday, I was like, right, so I've got this thing I've got to do tomorrow. And have not really been nervous about it. I've not really had any real, I've not been focused on it at all, which is a good thing, because it means that I wasn't really nervous about doing it at all. But it's just incredible that she was able to pick up on that tiny amount of, oh, wait, mum's letting go. I'll protect you then. I got you. And it was just really strange, because she's not a lap dog. The reason why I put her crate next to my desk is so that I can have her closer to me without, because I want that closeness. She wants her crate. But that's why I put a crate next to my desk, so that when I'm working, I feel like I still kind of have her as company. But otherwise, she'd just sit on the sofa, or she'd probably just sleep on the floor or something. But I've lifted her crate. Her crate's the same height as my desk, so she can actually kind of, sit and interact with me during the day. But it's just, that was absolutely mind blowing. The fact that she just kind of laid her head, because she started off by laying her head on the desk. And then I was like, that's not going to be comfortable. And she eventually turned around. And I think at some point she stuck her head here. I remember feeling it. And I remember thinking, feeling it and going, why is she doing that? But it was, again, because I was so kind of focused.
And it was very interesting, because she was doing it exactly in that moment when we spoke about the letting go. And it was almost like she was nudging you, okay, do it. You let go. But also when you were facing something, that kind of hardest part, she would start slightly barking, that she wants to protect you. That she kind of felt like
that's really that. I'm really glad. I'm really glad that we actually got that on the recording, because it just goes to show that animals have a sixth sense. They understand things that we're going through in a way that we don't even comprehend, because this is stuff that I wasn't vocalizing. I don't think my breath changed. I don't think my heart rate changed, because I remember when you wear noise cancelling headphones, you can sometimes hear your heart beating. I remember hearing small amounts, but I don't remember the heart rate changing. I can check my watch. My heart rate, I got no notifications on my watch saying that my heart rate went up or down, too low. So it was pretty much, consistent. And she still picked up when it was parts where I would have been more fearful, or time where I need to just give a little push or a little nudge. And she was just there for the whole thing, which is kind of cool and scary a little bit, and then really just really cool. So yeah.
Animals totally understand, and especially dogs. They when we speaking about these dogs, who supporting people with different types of attacks. It doesn't be very well known. The dogs are kind for epilepsy, or low glucose for diabetes, but they actually just feel everything. For example, my mom and the dog, and my mom has invisible disability after an accident, and she would feel well, she would feel fine, full of energy, going on the walk, and then it will just switch off, and and don't know, she doesn't feel that it's coming. And the dogs know, and there was so many occasions when dog, of course, doesn't want to go for walk, and in some moment just sit down, and I refused to go any step further, and just made her go home. And she said, let's say by time I was almost crawling, in the end, to actually get home. And the dog was just feeling it. So yeah, and they are absolutely amazing. Same cats, usually when I do hypnosis with somebody who has the cats, they just lying all around them, because that's that level. Like when we are in hypnosis, we can communicate with them, that they communicate with us. So yeah.
Oh, I think it's just amazing. I mean, I've had cats my whole life, and I've always known that cats are special animals because they feel things in ways that, like, we don't appreciate how much cats understand. And I'm still of this belief that cats can see stuff that we definitely can't see. They can sense things that we can't. Because I will never forget, I woke up and I had a night terror, and my cat was sat at the bottom of the bed, looking up and hissing. And I can't see anything, but he was hissing. And my night terror was that I had like this big black figure over me, but he was hissing. And I'm like, that freaked me out. That really did freak me out for a long time. That happened when I was about 21. But I've always had encounters like that with cats, and they've always been pretty much kind of spot on. But this one was really interesting with Molly because she's a puppy as well. Like she's only 8 months old. She's not an older, an old wise dog. She's really young. So it's just really it's interesting that she's got that kind of intuitive nature, that she's able to kind of go, oh, this is what you need, like almost on a psychic level.
Yeah, they are psychics. But also horses, like actually all animals, is it how they communicate with each other? But with horses are actually really great with communication with neurodiverse people, like especially little children on that struggling with communication or maybe struggle with touch and stuff like that. So horses understand, and horses doesn't need that speak for that to communicate with them. So I have, for example, a friend who has the autistic boy and was really struggling with the touch and stuff like that. So it's kind of every day kind of struggle to get him dressed, get him washed and stuff like that. And they went on the farm and they did a hippotherapy, and they were absolutely shocked, and it's changed their life like 180 degree, because the boy get out of car. He was 3 years old, and he just walked out towards the fences for horses, and he actually climb over and get there. So everybody just in the first moment was scared, like he got
panic,
anything. But then they just stopped and they just watched, and the horse very slowly came to that boy and just put the head down completely on the ground in front of him and stay for 10 minutes. They was on, the boy was sitting and the horse standing in front of him 10 minutes, and then the boy stand up and hug the horse.
Oh my gosh.
Like a child which before that never hugged anybody, and I really like not willing to, get any touch with the parents, anything. Went and hugged the horse.
Yep. Horses are really special. I mean, that I've had some interactions with horses, and it's like, oh my God, you are the stupidest creature on the planet sometimes. Because my sister's got horses, so it's just really funny. But no, it is quite interesting to kind of see how well animals can pick up on this stuff. I have never been hypnotized before today, and Matt left the comment, he doesn't think he would be as brave as me kind of coming in and sharing it like live. I said I was going to do this because if I'm going to do it, let's make some good content out of it as well. I've kind of always been like that, but it's interesting because I've never had any kind of experience like this. So this is brand new for me, and I wanted to make sure that work like Barb, so you can actually understand what it is, because this stuff can be scary. It really can be. It can be daunting. I mean, I have been in and out of therapy my whole life, so I'm quite used to, going into a calmer state. I wouldn't say a hypnotic state, but definitely a calmer state to be able to do work on yourself. And I'm very used to doing work on myself. So this wasn't a foreign experience in terms of getting getting, sorry, I just got distracted with Joe's comments. No, it just, the stream just completely dropped from my mobile. I don't know what happened there. It was supposed to end there because it held out throughout the entire session. So
Yeah,
it was
here also something happened. I don't know. It's just like dropped, and I just have to go back.
Yeah. Yes, but yeah, I've been in and out of therapy, so I'm kind of used to, being in therapy and doing work on myself. And, Barb highlighted that I have done a lot of work on myself this year. As of last month, summer in June and June in July, I now have no depression, no anxiety, to the point where I'm not even self-testing to see if I meet any of the markers anymore, because I just know that I don't. And it feels great. I'm stressed. I have stress factors in my life, which did come up earlier. And it's one of the reasons why I'm struggling to kind of keep solid food down. But that in and of itself has improved a little bit this week. So I have managed to eat very, very cold chips on Wednesday. I mean, I had to soak it in vinegar at the end because it was just cold, awful cold chips. And then I made curry, and then I've just been having very small amounts of curry and rice this week. So I have been able to stomach some food. I just have to go very slow. But yeah, it's amazing, like, this kind of work. And the main reason why I wanted to share my first experience is so that people can kind of see what a first experience would look like. What's the worst that could happen when you do something like this? And I have had some serious trauma. I've had, as you've heard today, I've had violent dad. I've had child crying. They left me to cry in a crib, apparently. I didn't even know that. I've had sexual abuse trauma, because that came up quite a bit, especially coming down to the end part where you asked me to just kind of get all of these things and then just release. And that came up quite a bit. There were 2 or 3 really vivid pieces that kind of stayed true to me. And stayed kind of in my visual. Every time I had a body memory, one of those 2 would crop up. And those have really been something that I've had to just kind of go, I'm safe, I'm fine. And I do it so quickly now that my self-regulation is almost on autopilot. So I've been doing it for so many years. But hopefully now I'm not going to have to do that anymore, because Barb has just fixed it. But that's why doing this work is so important, because as much as I self-regulate, and as much as I kind of do the work all the time, and I make sure that I am really, like, I go through periods of anxiety and depression like everybody else does, but I've always had like an underlying something. This is the first time in my adult life that I don't. And I think doing the session today was really important, because the timing could not have been better. The fact that, she's like, oh, hello, she's a star. Yes, you're the star of the show today. Yeah.
I would have one comment about what Joe put there about ADHD. The one thing about ADHD is that there are 2 types of ADHD. One is that your brain is really wired different way. That have actually very small amount of, and it's more on spectrum of neurodiversity. And it's actually not deficit on attention, but it's a deficit of interest. Because if you want to do that things, if you like to do that things, you switch on super focus and you can do it for 3 hours and you don't have issue. So it's more deficit of interest. You're like, why I should make my bed, why I should wake up on time, why I should do something. So that is possible to solve by actually,
because life is boring, everything.
So most of people who are currently told they have ADHD actually have trauma. Actually, one of the symptoms of complex PTSD, and that is that their survival mode is still on.
The hypervigilance.
Yeah.
Bob, I'm going to send you this study that I read about a month ago, or maybe before that. She's like, oh, hello, people. It literally says that with children, they're misdiagnosing ADHD. Oh, sorry, they're misdiagnosing complex PTSD as ADHD, because the symptoms present the same way. Now, the treatment is completely different and the root cause is completely different. The symptoms are the same. And the thing is, like with myself, I know that mine is ADHD because I've done loads of work on my PTSD anyway, and my ADHD has not changed. It has never wavered. I have always, the only time that my symptoms changed was when I had an autoimmune flare up. And that caused a huge change in my brain chemistry. But it took 2 years and, a year of duloxetine to get that kind of under control and get that back into balance. But that's brain chemistry. I know we can impact that, but it is really different from people who present with that hypervigilance. Because guess what? Hypervigilance is fidgeting constantly. If you've got a child who's hypervigilant because they have trauma, it's going to present as a child that cannot sit still. Same with adults.
Struggle to learn, struggle to focus on reading, struggle to remember things, struggle to have, accelerated time blindness and everything. It's exactly the same symptoms. But truth be told, that about 80% of people who are diagnosed with ADHD has actually trauma-induced hypervigilance, then actually have ADHD. And another side, ADHD, again, I'm always don't want to use it. I'm using it because people are now kind of know it or they are told to. That's actually just on the spectrum of neurodiversity. So those who are, I would say, pure ADHD, they are actually ASD. They are actually autistic spectrum disorder. They are in some way neurodiverse. So yes, their brain working in different ways.
Which explains why now I've realized I don't like certain sounds, and it makes me angry to hear certain things. Like, for instance, if I hear somebody chewing, my God, does that make my blood boil? Like, there's certain things that I cannot do. There's certain textures I can't stand. Full disclosure, I wax my arms. I have no hair on my arms, a very, very fine hair, but I wax my arms because if I wear something long sleeve and I've got hair on my arms, I can't sit still. It makes me itch. Fabric rubbing across the hair on my arms or any part of my body makes me itch like crazy. It irritates my skin. I can never figure out why. I've been to loads of dermatologists. They couldn't figure out why. Now, as an adult, I understand that it actually is a texture issue. And that makes sense because now that I understand my ADHD and I understand the fact that it actually makes me neurodivergent, which means that I fall under ASD, that all makes sense. It's the reason why I can't even hear myself chewing. Oh my God, I need to play music. There needs to be something going on in the background. There needs to be some other sound. It's the reason why when I'm salsa dancing, I need to count. Otherwise, I need to give my brain something to do. Otherwise, it gets very busy, and then it goes, oh, what moves are they going to possibly do? And then I try to lead the leader, and that doesn't work. So, it is the number of people that have told me that they've got ADHD, and I'm like, but you have some symptoms, but you don't have them all. If you've not got the real-time blindness like I do, oh, my time blindness is bad. But yeah, you're 100% right. And I will share that study on Nexus as well, because it was a really interesting public study that showed that children with trauma present with the same fidgetiness, same everything.
Yeah, absolutely. But very important is the difference, because when we resolve the trauma, they become calm, focus, and absolutely change who they are and stop having these beliefs about themselves that they cannot do things. And I see it daily with my clients. But on the other side, also those who are neurodivergent, if we remove the trauma part and they stay just with their ASD, they manage, because then it's just about strategies. Then it's just about what's working for me. And very important is that they stop have that belief that they need to fit to something, and they become free to find that was working for them. And so they find their way. If it's the vaccine, the arms, or if it's, eating some stuff, my example is my son needs that, when you're small, everything needs to be separated, every, food cannot be anything touching, anything mixed. Now he eating Chinese food, that's all mixed, but how it started, because he learned that he do it by himself. So he first finding what he's so sure what he put in to it and combine first just two things and then three things. And then like really find out like that is that one specific things which really cannot be in it. That it's not about that it's mixing, but it was mixing probably with that one things, So
Yeah.
starting with like everything separate and start combining slowly. So for example, he cannot have time because he is a person, for him time tastes as moldy. So cannot have anything.
Oh, it's like me with bananas. I can't have ripe bananas.
So
bananas for me must be still green because I need to have like green bananas. Otherwise, if I cannot eat, and you cannot cut banana. You know, some people like to cut banana and put it on their cereal. Just the thought of it, it really is interesting, but it shows as well that even people with ADHD, true ADHD or PTSD ADHD, trauma related, it shows that you can be hypnotized. You can still find that sense of healing because you sit and you think, well, I can't. I really struggle with typical meditation. And it's because typical meditation for me is boring. Active meditation, however, different thing entirely. And that's the difference. You have to figure out what works for you. I mean, I read a book on meditation like years and years ago. It was by Osho. And I think it was his book on meditation. And he talked about being the seer. So seeing yourself meditate. And that is how I used to meditate. I used to think that I was above myself, watching myself meditate, because that was more interesting for me. It gave my brain something to focus on. It gave my brain something to do. And in doing that, that's how I was able to find calm. That's how I was able to find, because, being an angry person doesn't last very long. You burn out because anger can be very consuming. So, we all need a break from that. But yeah, you have to figure out the ways around you. But I just wanted to say that thank you, Barb, really, because, one, I feel really, really like strangely lighter, even though, okay, it's one session. There's my brain going, well, could it be placebo effect? Could it just be that I've just done something? My brain will find the questioning ways, as it always does, because it's just how I'm wired. I do genuinely feel lighter. And I've had a pain in my back for a long, long time. I couldn't figure out where it is, and it's gone now, which is really interesting because that has been keeping me up every night for the last 3 weeks. So if I sleep soundly tonight, Bob, it is entirely down to you. And the next time I've got sleep problems, I am calling you. I'm not taking any more Zopiclone. I'm going to call Bob. Be like, Bob, we need a session because I've got pain. Where that pain's coming from, I don't know. But honestly, I'm so glad to have been able to share this experience with everybody on Nexus. I'm so glad that, we could have been able to do this. I'm really happy to be able to show people that it isn't something to be scared of. It's something that you should, run towards because, okay, it's going to bring up some things that are a bit scary, but you don't have to do what I did, which is do it live for the rest of the world to see. I only did that because I don't really have anything to hide. And also, I am quite happy with telling people that I have vulnerabilities. I'm quite happy showing that because that's a huge part of who I am. I've been writing about my abuse trauma for years on end. So if you don't think you have the stomach to do this on a more public space, I am an anomaly. I'm aware. I can do this because I've been putting this out in the public for 50. I just want to make that point because just because I'm able to do this and somebody goes, oh, I can't possibly do this, doesn't mean you can't do hypnotherapy. I think if you think that you have a blockage, you absolutely should. Just don't do it online.
Yeah, we do it usually privately, closed. As you see, I'm actually in the room. Nobody's here. If I would do it anywhere else, I would have headphones. Nobody will hear what the client's saying. It's just here I am, not I'm absolutely alone here in the whole building. Nobody really
Awesome.
Friday afternoon. So yeah, but otherwise it's private. But there will be two follow-ups. The one is that I will make you a little recording for you to listen every day to kind of install this new beautiful feeling of lightness and have your 12 to 15 minutes meditation of feeling that you just was elevating yourself. And then we will catch up in a week time, kind of how are you doing, how it's
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, we will do this again live so that everybody has the opportunity to kind of see what the follow-up is as well, simply because it started live. So we might as well finish live. And I will work to get this on Nexus this weekend, hopefully. I don't think I have much planned for this weekend. So hopefully this is going to be live on Nexus and then I'll just send you the recording as well. Okay. So yeah, if anybody has any questions for Barb, obviously her up on Nexus, she's here, she is active, she's a very active member on Nexus. So, make sure and reach out to her. And yeah, I will see you in the Nexus.
See you.
Thank you so much. Bye.